first time we put in, this album on the road. We're playing a lot of the new songs, but also playing a lot of the old stuff. We have this competition, not actually a competition, but we put some options for old songs,
where the fans
could choose. So it's been interesting. Like every show is like that part's very different, from each other. And it's very interactive with the crowd, and it's great. It's working fine, really good.
I saw you had kind of a day off between your last show in Vienna and here in Switzerland. You got time a little bit to play tourists or not?
Yeah, actually we stayed in Freiburg in Germany.
In Freiburg?
Yeah, we stopped there and was going on the carnival on the streets, and many Germans drunk on the streets, dressed as like many different costumes and stuff. So it was fun. We needed kind of.
Is it like the carnival at home or not?
Not at all. First of all, it's cold. It was kind of rainy, and I mean it's very different. Brazil is summer, and I mean samba is a very warm rhythm.
Yeah.
And,
driven by the heat, huh?
And the parades, are huge. So there's a competition there between the schools, as they call the samba schools.
Yeah.
And it's very traditional, So the whole country just stopped, just to party.
Kind of Germany does the same thing, but in a totally different way.
Yeah, it does, but like in Brazil it's like 24 hours, like for at least 4 or 5 days, officially, So it goes round the clock, and it's crazy. It's crazy. It's really cool.
Talking about the tour, you got any preferred show, any preferred gig which you performed so far? Bucharest, maybe?
No, in Romania we always had great shows. I mean, since the first time, very passionate crowd, and but it's been great everywhere. I think in Sarajevo was very special to play there, for the first time.
Yeah.
Just a few bands go there, it's still very fucked up in a way, but managed to make it happen. It was very difficult for the crew, to put together and work with the local equipment and local crew and stuff like that. The promoter was totally drunk and strange and stuff. So it was a big party too, but it was great. Great show.
Any feeling already regarding the, if I can call it, the acceptance of Alex by the audience so far?
Yeah, it's great. Not only, I mean, the merch is doing very well. People are really liking the designs and the new theme. The new lineup, and also the songs. Many people knows already the lyrics, are singing together everywhere. Since the first show, so it's been very positive, very positive. Not only about the fans, but reviews that we've been having, and it's great. It's doing very well.
Talking now, because Alex is a concept album, following the line of also a concept album which 2021 was.
Yeah.
Do you think that Alex, because of its relation to the Burgess, the Anthony Burgess novel, and of course to this famous film of 71 of Kubrick, do you think the album is a bit easier to be digested by the audience when we compare it with Dante?
I think so. I think the Divine Comedy is a very difficult reading, very complicated. So many different scenes, stories, interpretations. But it's very musical also. It's like it was written as verses, musical verses. So it's amazing. But Anthony Burgess also, it's more modern. People can relate easier to the novel. Everybody can be Alex, in certain moments.
Exactly, especially teenagers maybe.
Exactly, yeah. That's, I think, the most crucial part, to respect that era, that phase of our life, which is in the last chapter. He balanced his whole life, and he wants to have a family, have a steady job. But we were doing like a Sepultura album. It was not our really concern to be so specific. Of course, it was easier because it's a short book compared to the Divine Comedy, and also the movie is so well known, that a lot of people can relate to the story. But we always kept in our mind that it was a Sepultura album, and we didn't want to do anything too complicated or too boring. Like very specific songs, and if you listen to the album from start to end, you feel there's a story being told, at different phases with the intros and stuff. So it's great, it was great fun to work.
What would you think? How would you comment if I make the following statement? Helix equals clockwork orange, and then equals trendy, cool, easy. And then T21 equals La Divina Commedia, and then equals classical, intellectual, complicated.
Yeah, I think both, I don't say that's easy, but when you have like a concept that you limit yourself, you have a tendency to be more creative, you know. And the Divine Comedy was a little more complicated because it's too big, you know. We could do like 20 different albums only with the Divine Comedy, you know.
I imagine.
But you wanted to do something really short and very specific, and you see it in the music, you know. And also Igor was leaving the band at the same time, you know, so it was kind of difficult to record the album, you know, talking about him leaving or not, we're going to do tour or not, you know, so it was kind of everything going on at the same time.
So this vibe reflects a bit in the album.
I mean, it was our hell, you know, our purgatory.
This is why it's
now we're in heaven.
This is why it went so smooth and so easy to accept from the first listening.
When, you know, we finally did decide Igor's, you know, the position and stuff, you know, he left, okay, we're going for a different drummer. And we finally found Jean, you know, and we spent like 2 years and a half, almost 3 years touring, you know, really to rebuild the lineup and to know each other and everything. And that was very motivating, you know. He's a great musician that, you know, 10 years younger than everybody else in the band. So we brought a lot of new
fresh
ideas and energy, you know. So it was really intense, you know. He's not a normal drummer, you know. He can play some other instruments. He's a music teacher, so you know, the options there are vast, you know. So many things.
So this contributed also to creating the album.
Of course, yeah. The vibe and the mood was very easy, very great, you know, kind of relaxed and very focused. I mean, the book was very easy to read, although you have that Nadsat, you know, Nadsat language, you know, is you get along, you know, you kept reading, you know, you start understanding and having a grasp.
Yeah, it's a key, but it's not a key because you can interpret it with your own.
That's the genius, you know, way of Borges writing, you know, so you can really
kind of make your own
a new language.
Exactly.
So, you know, we could read the book very fast. Everybody was, you know, very focused on the story. We watched the movie all the time, so it was very, you know.
But basically, this nice thank you that you mentioned it leads me to the next question. How?